Now I've got this little setup here that I wanted to get working together. I've got the Akai Force, and I just got this is some Moog Subharmonicon. And what I've been wanting to get happening is I want to get the Force driving the Subharmonicon. So I tried a whole bunch of stuff. I've got a lot of trial and error. I've been trying MIDI cables out of here. I've got all these various MIDI cables like this and these adapters, and I just could not get it working. Now, partly it's probably due to my misunderstanding or lack of understanding around MIDI and CV, but I've worked it out, and so I figure that it might also be useful for somebody else. So let me show you what I've got. I've got a couple of sequences running on the Subharmonicon over here. So if I play these to you, so if you can hear this, two sequences running here. First sequence running off this button, the other one off here, and I can modify the tempo like this. Great. But I want to get this playing in sync with the Akai Force. So here is what I've discovered. Let's stop that and let's reset that. So you probably know about this reset. It takes both the sequences back to the start. And let me show you what I did. So bear with me while I prop this up. This is definitely not high production quality video time. Maybe I'll do a better version of this another time. But let me show you what the answer was. I pieced this together from various YouTube videos. So the first thing that we've got is I've got a let's go have a look at this. So we've got, first of all, an audio track. So I did this, just create audio. I've got the Subharmonicon going into this input here. In fact, I'll show you how I set that up. Let's just delete this track. We really don't need this. I'll just step you through what I've already done here. So the Moog Subharmonicon is plugged into input number 2 on the back here. You can't quite see it, but that's fine. Just input number 2, doesn't really matter. Double tap here. I've given it a name, Moog. I don't know why it says 1. Don't need that. Let's tidy that up a bit. And I've got, let's go to the mixer. We've got this coming on input 2. So it took me a little while to figure this out. Originally I had it input 1 and 2, and the sound was only coming out of one speaker. That's because it's expecting a left on one input and a right on the other input. But I've just got coming mono out the Subharmonicon. So I'm saying it just all goes into input 2 here. So that's the first thing if you want it coming out of both speakers. I've got the monitor on here, so let's put that on, because if that's not on, I'll play over on the Subharmonicon, and I just get nothing. Nothing. No, I've got sound, that's good. So I'll stop the Subharmonicon again. I've got a little reverb on there, just because it sounds nice. But that's the setup for the Subharmonicon coming in. It's just an audio track. Call it whatever you want, color it whatever you want, go to the mixer, select the input that you're going into on the back, so you get it coming out of both speakers, both channels, and I turn this on just so I can hear it playing even though I'm not recording it. And the outputs I've got 1 and 2. I'm not bothering which side of the crossfader to assign it to, just leave it as it is. So that's the setup for the Moog. I've also got, back to the mixer, a track running here, which is just a bass beat, just so you can hear it syncing. So if we play that, it's just a kick drum. Let's go to step sequences down here, and you just see we've got the kick hitting here and here. That's it, real super simple. Let's stop that. Then the key to getting this Moog driving from the Force is this here. So you're going to create a new track, and it's going to be a CV track. So just like this, let's delete that and I'll show you how this one's configured. But that's how you do it. You create a CV track, control voltage out. Let's just delete those. We don't need those on this one. And we're just going to inspect this one. It's going to take a look at this. So let's double click on here. Call it whatever you want. I mean, you could call it Moog trigger, any color you want. Didn't bother changing this. CV port 1. Gate port 1, I think this CV port 1, it relates on the back of the Force. You'll see you've got 1, 2, I can feel them here. I won't move the camera because you won't see them, but there are 3 MIDI jacks here, 3.5mm MIDI jacks. I think the first one is probably through and then in and then out or something like that. Forget those, you don't need those. Then you've got 4 outputs here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can assign these outputs to either I think gate or CV. So what I've done here is this wire here at the moment is going nowhere, but I'll show you what to do with that at the moment. But that's plugged into CV port or output 1. This other output here happens to be going to my Korg, micro Korg, but this is the one we're interested in. So CV port 1, I must admit I haven't tried varying this, but this is the one we're interested in. That's all you're going to set up here. And then if you go to the step sequencer, what you need to do is, see, I've done this. So we've selected this and I've just laid in a beat just here, just a regular beat. That's it, real super simple. So it's just going to be pumping out a CV voltage on each time one of these hits. So I'm going to turn the subharmonicon down. I'm just going to play this scene. Let's go back to the launch. So I'm going to play this scene, which is this CV track and the kick. In fact, let's just play the kick first of all on its own. It's just the kick. There we go. Stop that and play the CV track. Now, it's not doing anything right now because all it's doing is go to the sequencer. Just hitting this beat each time here. And what we're going to now do over here, let's just stop that, is this wire here that's coming out of this output 1. Let's take you over here. Now, this took a little bit of experimentation, but we are going into the play right here. So I tried MIDI, I tried coming out of MIDI on the Force, I tried coming out MIDI going into MIDI, I tried going into clock, I tried going into clock here, input, and then having the clock output, triggering, I tried all these things. And in fact, it's real simple. What I do is go into the play here. So let's just watch this. If I unplug that and I just play the subharmonicon with the play, so we got this going on. We can adjust the tempo anyhow we like. Let's set the tempo high, like this. Okay. Now I'm going to plug this little dude in here into the play, and we're going to stop the play here, and we're going to reset. So you don't need to play here. You're just going to, because what we're going to rely on is each time we get a pulse from this CV track here, we're sending a trigger of some sort to this play, and each time this pulse is here, it's going to advance the play by 1 here. So whatever your sequencers are doing here, it's just going to advance it by 1. So let's turn the second sequencer off. We'll just play the first one. Let's turn some of these down a bit here. Let's move this over a tad. I think there's a bit more space. Maybe I can prop my little camera fellow up here. Pretty suboptimal, but that's fine. It'll be all right. I'll just hold this. So yeah, let's go back over to the Force. I think I might just do this handheld. It's kind of tricky with this little stand here. And yeah, just turn the sub down, and we're just going to launch this whole scene. So it's our CV track and our kick drum. So we've got the kick going, and we know that the CV track is kicking out a pulse. So then we're going to go over to here. See, each time it's hitting here. Let me zoom out a bit, you can see what's happening here. Let's stop here. Stop. Reset. Now we're not hearing anything because I've got the volume down here. But let's start playing with this. Let's just get the, so let's launch the scene again. Okay, now watch this. I can do anything I want with this. That's interesting. I don't think the tempo was doing anything, but it is. Kind of weird. Didn't know that. Yeah, weird. Didn't notice that yesterday. Oh well, not to worry. So playing again. Let's just reset. Okay, now we turn the sub on. So you hear my pretty boring pattern. We can start to have a play with this now. But you can definitely see this is synced to the force. So in fact, the proof for this is if we up the tempo here. All right, it's going crazy now. Let's do it again. Let's just slow it down. So that's how you do it. That's the sub synced to the CV out on the Akai Force, and then you can sort of have some fun with this. This is a really cool bit of kit. I cannot pretend that I know this well yet. Let's bring in the other sequencer. Then you can do some crazy stuff like you can turn this. You get the idea. And as you expect, if we stop the force, then it'll stop the sub playing. And that's it. Give it a go.